Come on in, folks. Let's have some tea together. Let me find some music to start our afternoon. There we go. It's hot here. I'm having a hot day. It's time for a break.
All day I rush around, but I'm still on the ground,
Drink up.
I'll soon be fluttering if I can find my wings, find my wings.
Whew.
Impatiently I want to fly today.
Come on in.
But I hear a gentle voice inside me say that slow and steady steps will be my pace. Slow and steady steps will win this race. It will take some time, but the victory will be mine. Slow and steady, I'm gonna learn to fly. I'm starting to
Come on in.
believe
Set up straight, Marla.
I only race with me.
Yes, please share our videos. Please.
I can't give to someone else this journey for myself.
Oh, that's sweet,
It's for
Agatha.
myself. Since my best is all I have, it is enough.
I'm matchy today.
I can see a ray of hope. I've got to trust that slow and steady steps will be my pace. Slow and steady steps will win this race. It will take some time, but the victory will be mine. Slow and steady, I'm gonna learn to fly, and I will soar. I will reach the sky, a little at a time. I'm reaching, I keep believing that slow and steady steps will be.
Okay, folks, I don't know where everybody is. They're probably taking a nap like I did yesterday. Get on in here. Many years ago, I guess about 2002, 2003, I was asked to be on a PBS program. I don't think it's on there anymore. But it was by a woman who lived in North Carolina, and she lived around, where was it? It was kind of like Mayberry RFD. It was like close to Pilot Mountain. I think they call it the Mayberry, even though Mayberry was a fictional place from the Andy Griffith Show. But we went to that area. It's in the middle of the state, in the northern part of the state. And we went there, and I was asked to go help her 90-year-old mother get rid of her clutter. Now, this was an amazing woman. She had taught English at an Ivy League school. I don't know what happened to her. She's probably gone by now. I'm sure she is. But she was a precious soul. And so I helped her to declutter her home. She had moved, they had taken a sewing mill, a sock sewing mill, which they're dusty places, y'all. They're really dusty places. And they had turned this sewing mill into single level condos for people. And it was a beautiful place. It was an opened area, living, kitchen, dining, just all open, just beautiful. And it had a bedroom and a master bath and a main bathroom. Just had the one bathroom. But this lady loved to read. She loved to read magazines. She loved to read books. She had all kinds of paper clutter. She had lived through many things. She was part of women's suffrage, which was getting the woman's vote. She had been a feminist, but not a feminist in the way we think of feminist now. She looked at me, and I'm helping her declutter, and I opened up one cabinet in her kitchen, and guess what fell out of it? And you have this problem too. Butter bowls or margarine bowls, butter bowls, Cool Whip bowls, anything plastic bowl that you get something in from the grocery store. And I said, what do you do with it? She said, well, I put leftovers. And I said, do you cook? And she said, no. I said, so do you have leftovers? She said, not really. I said, why are you holding on to them? So we got to get rid of all of these plastic things that are not good for heating anything up. They're just not good for that. And we got to throw away those things or recycle them. Went into her bedroom. And she had, her nightstand was overflowing with just stuff. Just being, it would, she had it stacked so high that it would fall in the floor. Or at night, and she slept on the left side of her bed because her bathroom was right there. And these magazines would fall on the floor, or she would toss them on the floor when she got through reading them. And they were slick as owl grease. I'm telling you, slick as an ice skating rink. And she was an older lady who didn't need a fall. I mean, a fall is not prescribed when you get to be anybody's age over 65. You just don't want to fall. And I said, what do you do when you have to get out of bed in the middle of the night? She said, I have to be very careful. And I said, why do you do this to yourself? You got to get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom, and you've got all these magazines on the floor. You know, at least just throw them to the other side of the bed. You know, just anything to keep from causing a problem for yourself. And I said, you deserve to have a home that takes care of you, that blesses you, that gives you exactly what you need right now. And it was a beautiful little place, but she had piles of paper. She had piles of everything there. And then when we got ready to leave, I just really fell in love with her. And I think she fell in love with me too. And she looked at me with tears in her eyes. And she said, honey, don't you let anybody ever tell you you're not a feminist, because I'm helping people with their homes. Because feminism is just about doing exactly what you want to do. So if you want to stay home and raise your children, that's your type of feminism. If you want to homeschool your kids, that's your type of feminism. It just gives women the right to do what they want to do, not what society says for us to do. Now, how cool is that? She was one of the original feminists who fought for our rights. And she says, don't let anybody ever tell you you're not a feminist. I believe women have been given the innate ability to nurture our children, nurture our homes. Men don't see clutter. They don't see chaos. They don't see a messy house. We see it and we feel guilty about it. And it's up to us to do something about it, not just expect somebody else to do it or keep score with your husband. You deserve to have a home that blesses you day in and day out. And you can do that when you let go of the anger, when you let go of the fact that you think you don't need to clean. I mean, our children have not been taught how to keep their homes in order. They haven't been taught. Now, maybe Flybaby's kids have, but most of them haven't. I get emails every day saying, how do I mop a floor? I was never taught how to mop a floor. Well, all you do to mop a floor is you put some water on a mop and you swish it around. Push the mop. I like to mop like you would mow in rows. Rinse the mop off and go at it again. So let go of your perfectionism, thinking that you don't have time to clean like your mama did, or that you don't want to clean like your mama did. I don't want you to clean like my grandmother did either. She never stopped. She never took a break, and she worked a 9-to-5 job every day, or probably like 7:30 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. She had to be there quite early, and she had to drive about 25 miles to get to town. Please do the GoPro idea, Marla. That's funny. I might do that. But my grandmother, she worked. She kept a home. She kept a garden. She put up vegetables. She worked in the fields with their tobacco business. They had cows at one time. I remember being 5 or 6 years old and learning how to strip tobacco. And it was fire tobacco. That's how they made a living. Yeah, they made a living. They got by. She didn't have well water. She had a cistern. She collected rainwater. She was very sparing with her water. So doing what you want to do is your right. Figure out a way to do what you want to do and figure out a way to make a living at it, and you never have to work a day in your life. Take care of your home because it blesses you. I mean, we're seeing women now who want to go back to work, but they can't find childcare. They can't find childcare. What better job than to stay home raising your children? My daughter-in-law, back when she was pregnant with Ethan, it's been almost 19 years ago, because he'll be 19 in December. She said, I want to stay home. I don't want to work. I don't want to teach school anymore. I want to stay home and raise your grandchildren. And I said, I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. And then when they decided to homeschool, when Ethan was in the 3rd grade and Sarah was in kindergarten, she says, I want to homeschool the kids. They were going to a Christian academy, and it was a great school. I did fundraising for them, but she chose to be a stay-at-home mom And I don't have a problem with people going to work. Even during the pandemic, I don't have a problem. But she made a choice to stay home and to educate her children. And Ethan got accepted to 8 colleges, 7 or 8 colleges. And he had to make a choice. He's having to make big boy choices now. Sarah's got her a summer job. She's scooping ice cream. What a great job. You get some muscles when you're scooping ice cream. So look at what you really want to do. If the economy is telling you that you can't go to work without childcare, who better to raise your children than you? They're not going to get indoctrinated in public school. They're not going to be hurt in any way, mistreated, because you'll be in charge. You'll be in charge. So homeschooling my grandchildren was a wonderful thing. Robert and I were on board with it from the beginning. The other grandparents weren't so on board. Justin's dad was a public school teacher before he retired. My mother was a public school teacher. So folks, what do you want? What do you want? You got to know. Did you ever watch the movie Runaway Bride? There's a commercial that mimics a runaway bride. What's made me think of it. But Julia Roberts, she had no idea what kind of eggs she likes best. Do you know what your favorite egg is? How to cook your favorite egg? My favorite egg is 2 not over easy, sunny side up eggs. Just barely got the white cooked. Put into a bowl with true lemon powder on it. And it becomes a hollandaise sauce. I love it. I know what I like as far as my eggs go. It's my favorite egg. I could eat it every day. I don't do that. Maybe once a week I get some eggs. But know yourself. And you don't know yourself if you're running around in chaos every single minute of every day. I quit doing over easy because I would splash it. Splash the butter. So I don't like splashes. And I know to turn it away from me, but I don't like splashes on my stove. But this true lemon stuff, it gives it, I don't even need salt on it with this true lemon stuff. And I ran out of the lemon and I had lime and it's just as good. So I'm going to use up all the lime before I get more lemon. So know yourself. Know what kind of eggs you like. Know what you want. People are going to school board meetings and complaining about what they're teaching their children. Are their children having to wear masks? And I just can't imagine a child wearing a mask. The virus didn't really hit them at all. It only got the older people who were fat like me and with diabetes. I don't have diabetes, but they force these children into wearing these masks, and it breaks my heart. I watched one girl running not a marathon, but a race with a mask on, and she collapsed as she crossed the finish line. This ain't right. And if it ain't right, it ain't right. You can't make it right. So if you want to homeschool next fall, start going through the process. We have a homeschooling section on our website, and we can help you. Tammy has homeschooled 6 children. Now, her 2 youngest are in school now. Well, the youngest one, Benjamin, he just has a couple more years to go. Quentin just graduated. So if you want to homeschooling, your children learn what it is you want them to learn. Not, they're learning reading, writing, arithmetic. The 3 R's, arithmetic. They learn the 3 R's. But you can incorporate history into this wonderful curriculum that Tammy did. I've been to homeschooling conferences. There's some great ways to teach your children. One time Tammy did a tour around the country on paper, and they went and visited someplace every time we went to a different homeschooling convention. And they cooked. The kids wrote essays. They drew the state. They knew the state capital. They learned all this stuff. And it was an immersion class. Think about learning to speak Spanish and to learn how to cook and make Spanish meals. Tammy's stepmother is from Spain. And they learned how to cook. They did countries of the world too. So there's some fun ways to do things. It's the lemon powder is on Amazon, and it's called True Lemon. It's in little packets that you could take with you to restaurants. So folks, if you want to start your school, you got to get certified. I mean, it's not really a certification. You got to get a school name. And you got to, there's some states that don't let you do it, but most states will let you do it. So check with the homeschooling people in your area. They'll help you. The more homeschoolers we have, the more kids that are going to have a well-rounded education, and not an education of being treated like a second-class citizen because they're a certain color. So folks, figure it out. Figure out what you want to do, because those kids are going to grow up real soon. They're going to grow up. And you need to give them, we have to train up a child in the way he or she should go, and when they're old, they won't depart from it. Teach your children now. You can incorporate your religion into your classes. And you can have Bible school every single day. Every single day. So everybody have a good rest of the day. You can do this. I know you can. My daughter-in-law did it. She did it. She's helped people do it. She joined a co-op, and the things that she could teach that the other people couldn't, she would help them. One day a week they had co-op school, and Emily would teach English and just lots of good stuff. And then the last 2 years of Ethan's school, he went to community college. He graduated high school with a 2-year associate's degree that will transfer to a college. I love you all. Be good, kind, and sweet. Be good to yourself, kind to others, and let the sweetness that's inside of you overflow and bless others. I will see you tomorrow morning. It'll be Plan and Play Day. Talk to you later. Bye.